Hey guys, welcome back to the second video in our introductory series. So on this video, I'm going to talk about the general guidelines for the program, specifically things that you need to familiarize yourself with during this prep week. So we give you a week to kind of acclimate yourself to the structure of the program and to kind of know, get your head around what you're going to be getting involved with in the coming 12 weeks. So a few things to keep in mind before we start is remember this is all a suggested course of action. This is going to accelerate your progress, but I'm not telling you what to do. I want you to have agency, and ultimately you're the one that makes the decisions. I provide all the information, all the support, but you need to bring it into your life as a regular practice. And people who have lost 25, 50, 100 pounds basically followed and done what I've told them to do. And sometimes it's uncomfortable and it's not going to be easy, but that's why I'm here to help you out. You need to adapt a growth mindset as opposed to a set mindset where you're kind of stuck in the past and you have preconceived notions about things. So having a growth mindset prevents hardening of the attitudes, and that's a big issue with a lot of men our age. You get used to doing things a certain way. You don't want to change. Totally get that. If you think about your most memorable accomplishments over the years, it was always something that was a little challenging, a little beyond your comfort zone. And this is going to be basically the same thing. You have to keep in mind, one of the mantras here is that you cannot fail. You can only learn and grow. Success is always built on a pile of failures. So you're going to have ups and downs throughout this. It's not a straight line to the top. So if you give me your best effort, you're going to see results, and I know that we're going to do this together. Now there is a paper text that accompanies this. You can read that. There's that will really go into very deep detail, which I'm not going to do here in the video. I'm boring. I'm just going to give you some highlights. So if you like I said, this is prep week, so I want you to read over this entire document that goes along with this video that I'm doing. You really need to set some time, whatever your best time is for mental work, like early in the morning, maybe when it's quiet. Some people like to do that late at night, but set aside time on your calendar and actually read this document to make sure you know what you're doing. So another issue is that you might have to take something out of your life to add this into your life, because this is going to require some commitment. It's going to time, energy, mental effort, and you have to look and ask, is there something that's going to really detract from the time that I need? Maybe you're overcommitted in certain areas and certain things. So ask yourself, what can I take out of my life so that I can have more time, more breathing room to make this program work? Now, while you're on your calendar and setting that time up, look and see what would be the best time for us to do our 30-minute call together. Every week, I'm going to ask you to call me. I can call you. We can do Skype call or Zoom, and we'll talk about the previous week, how you're doing, and then look ahead and see, make up some strategies and figure out how to best keep moving forward. Now, I don't have very specific cookie cutter meal plans for you to follow. I am a big proponent of eating a whole foods diet, everything in its most natural state as much as possible. I also have this diet that I promote personally that I think works really well for older men. It's called the MIND diet, and it's basically an acronym for meal interventions that prevent neurocognitive delay, which just basically means it's a diet that helps your lose weight, lose fat, get healthy, but at the same time reduces your chances of Alzheimer's and dementia by 57%. So that's just an optional diet, but if you can follow a very simple, what I call the lean and green diet, eat lean proteins and green vegetables, and not just green, but all the vegetables you can, fruit, all the good stuff. Stay away from the processed food, sugars, things like that. You're going to really see a major change in your body composition. So I also will ask you to be open-minded about trying new foods, maybe adding some things you've never tried before, vegetables, meats, vegetarian things that would help you with your eating program. And the next part of that is that you're going to have to journal on a daily basis. So first 2 weeks, we start you out with just tweaking your current diet. We look at what you're eating in the first week, and then we look at how can we make that diet that you're currently eating better, reducing overall calories, fat, making substitutions that are lower in calorie for things that you like to eat. Also have you do a 15 favorite meal list. So you're going to list out what your 15 favorite meals or foods are, and then we can work from there to see how we can make that, those better options for you. So you have to remember that all calories count. So during this program, I'm going to give you a calorie range, but you have to keep in mind it's a temporary educational tool that we're going to use. I don't want you counting calories for the rest of your life. The idea of counting calories is that it helps you to see the portion sizes that you're eating and making sure that you're staying in a deficit, which is really what is required for your body to burn excess fat. So we do have to make sure that you're in the correct calorie range, and then I will take care of that, giving you a range of calories to stay within on a weekly basis. So just remember that we have other ways of portioning out foods and tracking. We'll get in deeper with that, and you'll see that on the document. I want you to stay with this eating program at least 90% of the time throughout the week. So that means 10% of the time you can allow for slip-ups, have a planned indulgence if you like, but that is our rule. It's the 90-10 rule. And keeping track of your food. Now, this goes back to journaling. So how do you keep track of the calories? Well, I have guys who do, we have 4 different things. First one is you can keep a running Google document or a Word document. Type all your food into there, and then we send it to me before we have our talk, and we go over all of your calories and see what you're eating. The second one is to keep an ongoing draft of an email and write what you ate every day on the email. And then at the end of the week, you can send that out to me, and we can use that as a point of discussion. The third thing is you can use an app such as MyFitnessPal, Lose It, Eat This Much. The idea is that you find something that will work for you and is easy for you to use if you prefer doing that. But then again, remember, we're not going to do that throughout the entire program. You're going to eventually learn what the right portion of food is for you and what keeps you satisfied and happy, and not have to keep this very sort of compulsive tracking all the time. And then the last option is that you could text a picture of every meal that you are eating with a little caption noting the portion size and calorie count on that food. So you can do that, and we can discuss that throughout after we set up our time for our weekly meeting. The way we measure your success, I have everybody do a scale weight, and we have you check in in our weekly meeting to see how you're doing. You can also use a tape measure around your waist once a week. That's measured around the belly button. You also can measure how you look in the mirror, how you feel when you get up in the morning. Other things like health metrics: have your blood sugar numbers improved, lowered cholesterol? Do you have better digestion, elimination, more energy, feelings of vitality? Do you fit into your clothes better? Are you performing better at the gym? Are you doing everyday tasks more easily than you normally do? So there's a whole different line of ways you can tell that you're improving. It's not just the scale. The last thing is to join the Facebook community, as I mentioned before. Very, very important. Once you get on there and participate as much as you can, I'll be on there offering advice, and I always have new stuff coming down the pipeline to offer you coaching advice, and so you'd be missing a lot if you weren't on there. So after you finish this video and you've read the text, I want you to set up a time, text me or email me when you're available for your 30-minute call, and then we'll get you started. So looking forward to seeing you and talking to you real soon. Have a great day.